Hey everybody, let me just step out of the wind here for a second. This is a video response from my friend The Ghost of Sabotage over on the Softy Papa forum. Question was asked about walking in the countryside here in Japan. The ghost recommended that, or mentioned that in Flintshire, I believe that's in the UK, one can walk for hours in the countryside and only periodically see a person or two once in a while. And the question was asked, is that the same here in Japan? Now, I can't speak for all of Japan. I can only speak for this one little area in Shizuoka where I hike and explore. And here's basically the way it works in this area. You will... It's starting to rain? Hear the drip drip? Wow. If you hike in this area, you will never see another hiker unless you... I've been doing it for 8 years, and I've never seen another hiker in the areas that I explore. Not one. The only time you'll ever see hikers in Japan is if you go to the prescribed courses and routes that everybody goes to. People, Japanese, do everything by the book for the most part. I'm generalizing, of course. They buy a guidebook, they go to the places, the courses, the trails that are prescribed in those books, and they hike accordingly. They rarely deviate from that. I've seen on television, and I've seen sometimes images of people that are really adventuring in the rugged wilderness, especially when they're doing things like, what do you call it, when they're climbing, this adventurous climbing of streams. You know, they're wearing wetsuits and stuff like that and climbing. I can't remember what that's called. They do that sometimes. I've never encountered those type of people, although the places that I go to are perfect for it. So if you hike, so the answer to your question, the Ghost of Sabotage, is if you hike in the prescribed trails, if you go to climb Mount Ryuso and you climb the Japan Southern Alps and take all the courses, you're going to find beautifully well manicured, beautiful trails with bridges and ropes, and when it comes to a difficult part, you'll have ropes to climb. You'll find cabins along the way that you can sleep in, lots of people along the way to converse and chat with, very civilized experience. However, if you go to the places like I go to, you won't see anybody. You might see a farmer once in a while, but that's about it. I remember one time seeing one person on a bicycle that looked like he was doing what I was doing, but I think he was coming back from a prescribed trail. There you go. There's your answer. As for the rest of Japan, I'm not sure. I can tell you this: you get off the trail far enough, I don't even have to go that far, and you will find some wild things. I remember one time exploring with my wife in Okinawa, and she, this is for another video I'll make for another time, and she came, we stopped, we were actually bicycling with a German couple, and then four of us had stopped to have lunch, and Yumiko, adventurous one that she is, she'd finished her lunch, she went bushwhacking in the bushes behind us, and later I heard her scream, "Ah!" And she said, what? She said, "There's dead people back here." And we went back there, and sure enough, dozens and dozens of dead people. And it wasn't an artifact. It wasn't anything false. There were dozens and dozens of skeletons back there in the woods. Save that for another video. Bye bye. And then later we found an old man. We told him what we found. He was like, "Whoa, you found that?" See, little village secret. Bye bye.